And happy Monday. Welcome back to On the DL at AskTheDoctor.com Health and Wellness Series. This is my favorite day of the week, and it is because I get to cook with Andy. And since we've been in isolation, the food I have been eating the most has been granola. I have been tasting granola. Probably every single brand I've been buying and I've been eating. And I love granola very much. But Andy said to me, stop doing that because we can make it from scratch. It'll be healthier, it'll be good for you, and you will love it. So I'm gonna bring Andy in right now. In 1 second, Andy's coming in. Sorry, Andy, I'm getting you good. Love Instagram Live. It's like live TV. You never know what's gonna happen. We're waiting for Andy. Here he comes. Hi, Andy. I know you're coming. Hi, Andy.
Oh, hey, how are you?
How are you?
I'm well. It's been a busy day of cooking.
What are you making right there? Is that our granola?
That's the granola. That's all the setup here. That's everything that we're going to be using today.
Okay, tell us about what we're making. I'm so excited.
What do you think?
Let's see it. Oh, nice. Nice shirt. I like the shirt.
So basically, we have to keep everything simple. You see everything?
I can see it. Yeah, a little bit. You might want to back up a little bit just to show. Yeah. You're freezing also a little bit too. You're freezing.
I know. I've noticed that. Is that because I'm cold?
You're freezing. Oh,
why am I freezing?
You're looking robotic. Yeah, you're freezing a little bit. Yeah. Let's see if we can find somewhere else.
Why am I freezing?
Oh, no. I don't know, but there's people on our feed with crying faces and so heartbroken. Angie, come back. Make me granola. There you are.
Hey, don't yell at me.
I'm not going to yell at you.
Okay, let me...
I won't yell at you. I will not yell at you. I promise. I'm not really a yeller.
I'm used to the silent yell, so it's okay. You know that, right? I'm used to the silent yell.
Andy, is your internet on Wi-Fi?
I am on Wi-Fi, yes. This one here is, yes. The phone is.
Okay, let's keep going. We'll keep trying. I'm into this. I'm super into this. I was telling everybody before you jumped on that granola has been my go-to food since we started self-isolation. I have tried probably every brand of granola you could think of, and I love it. It's my go-to snack. I eat it every single day, and I love the idea that you said, you know what, let's try to make it homemade and a little bit better. A little bit better. I'm sure we can get rid of some of the added fat and added sugars that are really not good. So tell me what I need to do.
That seems to be the problem, is that there's the granola that's on the market. Although some of it have make claims about stuff, the bottom line is that there's just too much sugar in there, like anything else.
Yeah.
And it's the sugar that causes a lot of the issues. Because I don't know if you remember, or if you're old enough to remember something called grape nuts.
Grape nuts?
Yeah, grape nuts. You remember that?
Oh, grape nut cereal. Yes.
So it was a grape nuts.
I've never tasted grape nut cereal, but I just wanted you to know that we're being told that we can't see you.
You can't see me?
No. I can see you, but apparently our viewers can't see you. Okay, if you guys can see Andy and myself, will you just send me a message here on our feed to let me know? Okay, now it's better. Okay, good. See, I love interactive. So, all good. We're getting the old.
I'm gonna put up my volume.
Okay, so you were talking about grape nuts.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I was talking about grape nuts.
Yeah,
grape nuts was a
cereal.
It was a granola, basically. And there was chunks of cereal. The reason why it was able to do that is because they put so much sugar in it that the sugar clumped up.
Ew.
Yeah. So that's how you get. But the thing with food, everything has to be in layers. If you have too much sugar in your granola, then you can't add, if you add maple syrup on top, or you add flavored yogurt, or if you add fruit, now your sugar has accumulated to like more than what you need.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So
you're talking about packing on the pounds, which we don't want to do, and we're also talking about some health risks as well. So we want to be
Because
careful.
sometimes we make the comment, well, I don't put sugar in my coffee, I don't put sugar in my tea, but like anything else, it's everything at the end of the day is incremental. So you may have no sugar in your coffee, but you'll have maybe a juice, some fruit, maple syrup, so that by the end of the day, you've actually had a lot, whether it's salt, whether it's a bad fat, because there's nothing wrong with having 4 chips. But when you have different types of unhealthy fats, at the end of the day, you've had more than your body needs.
Did you just say 4 chips?
Yeah, I said 4 chips. Okay, fine. 6.
Fancy. 4, 6. Try 4. Keep eating mouthfuls of chips. Okay, so I have got raw coconut oil. I have maple syrup.
Okay, maple syrup.
What else do I need?
Mine's in a jar because I get it from a local down the street here, the Cartwright Center. They sell maple syrup, so I buy it by the bigger containers. Yeah. I drink it.
Really?
Just joking.
Drink it?
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
I take everything you say literally. You're a chef.
Sorry. Maple syrup's great for your hair. Next episode, try that. Sorry, just joking.
I'm not
joking.
Believe you.
Sorry.
All right.
So what I have here is, do you want me to go through all the ingredients first?
Please.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's start making it first. So while it's cooking, then we'll talk about it. Fair?
Do it.
All right. So the recipe that you'll get online, I'm doing it by, I have to make some for my family.
Yep.
So I'm putting about 4 cups in here.
4 cups of what?
Oats.
Oh, okay.
Oat flakes. You got that? Okay, just oat flakes, right?
I don't have oats.
Yes. So the oats will look like this. You see? They're not the ones that are for instant oatmeal, which are just absolutely chopped up and processed to the point that there's nothing left for them. These are just sliced whole oats, okay? All right. And they're not puffed. They're just sliced. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of maple syrup and coconut oil. Okay. And then I'm going to have some fun.
Okay.
By the way, I wash my hands every I know they don't see me, but every time I cook, I have no skin left on my hands. Now with the COVID, I'm down to washing my bones of my fingers.
I know. It's horrible. So this maple syrup is local maple syrup. You keep going. I'm going to keep talking. Okay. So you are using a local organic maple syrup, or it's just maple syrup?
You know what? It's maple syrup. Again, there's a lot of fake marketing. So you'll have honey and maple syrup that you can buy in stores, and it's very cheap. That's because they cut it. They'll cut it with either a lower grade maple syrup or lower grade honey, and sometimes they'll even use that glucose, the fructose glucose crap. They'll put that to cut it so that you get a small amount, but it's a filler.
Yeah, we know that's bad.
So, of course, so you have to be mindful that I'd rather go to the local farm and get it, because we have lots. Man, this is Ontario. If there's anything we have a lot of, it's maple trees.
Okay, so you're starting with oats. You're putting in maple syrup, and then you're going to do the coconut oil afterwards? Oh, yeah.
No, I'm putting the coconut in now. So probably about 2 heaping tablespoons. About 2 heaping tablespoons of coconut oil. All right?
Yeah.
Put that back over here. Now I get to, I like getting my hands dirty. I feel that when you use your hands, you get to feel the food. You get to appreciate the texture and the oil and it's just great. I love playing with my food. Don't you?
Okay. Yeah.
So what I'm doing,
Dana,
is I'm pressing it together, right? I'm pressing it together. You see how it's making little clumps? So I'm pressing it together, making sure that it gets a good coating, okay? There, done.
You could stop right there. I'd be done. It's probably delicious. But no, I know you got to keep going.
You want some? You want to try it here? You want to try it? I'm going to wash my hands really quick. Okay?
I don't know if everybody watching this knows that Andy and I have not met each other. We have not met each other yet. We have only met over Instagram. We've spoken several times. We are instant friends. We are connected through our love of food, of course, and cooking, I would say, was not my love before self-isolation. But Andy has really brought that out in me, that I really started to do a lot more cooking since we've become friends, and he really has inspired me to cook better and using some really good, wholesome ingredients. And it's what I've learned is that it is so much easier to cook well and cook with food that fuels you as opposed to hurts you. It's easier to cook that way. I never thought that way before. I mean, I knew about it, and I always picked at things. I grew up in the 80s, just like most kids, and we had a lot of processed food. And, trying to not give my family that at all. So Andy's been a huge encouragement in the last few weeks for me. So I'm hoping that we're encouraging everybody watching this to cook a little better for yourself and for your family. And I really have been eating a lot of granola, Andy. Like, when I think about how much sugar, the sugar intake over the last few weeks, it's all come from the granola. Because I don't snack on cookies and cake and that kind of stuff. I snack on granola. Let's see.
That's it.
Ooh.
That's all
That's
it is.
it?
This is your base,
and
okay?
You just spread,
yeah,
it's
just your base. So I'm going to put this in the oven. Sorry?
Okay.
Yeah, what I did is I tapped it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't push it. I didn't, I just slowly maneuvered it into its, till it's spread out. So this way I don't disturb some of the clumps. Make sense?
Yeah.
I didn't disturb some of the clumps so that when it cooks, it'll stay that way, okay?
And is that parchment paper?
That's parchment paper.
Okay. And what are you cooking it at? You got to tell us the temperature.
About 325. It's going to cook nice and slow. Then I'll take it out. I'll give it a bit of a shake.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's all cooked evenly, okay?
Okay.
I'm going into the oven now. I'm going into the oven.
Okay. See, I would put cinnamon on it. That's just me. I like cinnamon on everything. I don't know if he's thinking about cinnamon, but I like cinnamon. Would you put cinnamon in there?
Later.
Yes? Later?
Not on the base.
Okay.
Not on the base.
Okay.
Because of all these ingredients, I'll show different things that you can do, okay? But in your comments you were making about, so what makes what we do so, like, people will say, well, what makes you so different than everyone else and be able to cook and so forth? Well, first of all, I was very fortunate to be raised by parents who came out of the Second World War. They were born in the 20s, my parents. I learned that process food growing up. It wasn't part of our culture, and so I appreciate now more than ever the simplicity of how the food was so good before without the complication. It's true, it does take a bit more thought. It doesn't necessarily take more work, maybe a little, but it takes more thought. And that's,
it does.
And people will say, yeah, but I haven't got time. Well, now we have time because we're in isolation, but we usually make time for things that are important for us. Mm-hmm. Isn't that true?
Yes,
so
of course.
By making this, right, it's true. I mean, that's why they invented PBRs, because, Survivor is important. The Bachelor is important. The hockey game is important. And so therefore,
now you're talking. Now you're talking. Yeah.
Right? So bottom line, though, is we take that's why I'm making this amount of granola now, so that I can use it over a period of time. Let me show you. So I make a granola, and then what I'll do is I'll add my seeds and stuff to it, and I'll put it in jars, and I'll put it so that it's available whenever I need it. So I'll cook once, takes me half an hour, but it's done for like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week. So
Andrea just asked, I think it says Andrea, or Andre, I apologize, I can't see the name properly, but is asking
temperature, what 325.
Right.
325.
We said that right. For how long?
325. Slow cook.
How long?
It's a slow cook. There's no point in cooking it fast because you'll burn it. You don't want any.
When you say slow cook, Chef Andy, what does that mean?
So I'm going to give it about 10 minutes like this, and I'll check it, move it around, give another 10 minutes, check it, move it around. Probably be about 20 minutes. Yeah,
that's not too long. When you said slow cook, I thought you meant like an hour.
No. You can if you want to. No.
Andy, no.
No. What's the matter? We're not making pulled oats. Get it? Pulled oats?
Yeah, I got it.
Pulled oats.
So you were saying that you grew up, there was no such thing as processed food. You didn't grow up that way, no. So you don't even know what that food really tastes like. You don't eat that way. And
well, it's funny because every Friday night, being part of an Italian family, was the night that we cleaned. My mom didn't want to cook, so we'd get a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Really?
Every Friday night. And it was great, though, because we had it like maybe once every 2 weeks, which was great.
Can I tell you
and then made KFC good. Huh?
Can I share a secret with you?
Sure.
Okay. I have never had KFC in its entirety, ever. I took a bite of it once in my 20s. Okay. I took a bite because at the time the person who I was dating begged me and said, that's not normal. You have to taste KFC. I said, no, I can't put that in my mouth. Like I actually can't. I can't eat that.
Did you like it?
And I bit it, and my reaction was to spit it out because there was a layer. I thought it was saran wrap in between the skin and the chicken. What it was fat, but I thought it was plastic. So I assumed that whatever I had just bitten into was bad. So I spit it out. Now, I'm not a food snob. I grew up on McDonald's and Harvey's and Pizza and all of that. But there was something about KFC. I'm sorry, someone who's watching this is a KFC lover. I couldn't.
Understandable. You know, I make a gluten-free KFC with 3 ingredients, and it's baked, and it tastes just as good, if not better than KFC.
That's going to lead me to my next question. You had said to me before, which I thought was really interesting. You said you don't need a lot of ingredients to cook well and wholesome and delicious. So
that's correct.
Maybe you can talk about wellness eating and wellness cooking with just a few ingredients, because you're making granola and all I saw was 3 ingredients.
Yes.
Okay, so
well, that's usually most food only takes a few ingredients. Sometimes the more you add, the less you. It's almost like you take away from the flavor. Like if you're doing a good quality, let's say bolognese sauce.
Yeah.
You start with a good quality ground beef. And you let the flavor of the beef come out. Sometimes people drown it with like too many herbs. But really, the true bolognese sauce, apart from the carrot, celery, onion, and garlic that you put in, it's basically 2 bay leaves. And that's it. Of course, a good quality red wine. But 2 bay leaves is all you need, really, for a true bolognese sauce. I made some today, believe it or not. So you see, some things act as a foundation, and then you build on top.
Okay.
I think sometimes we add too much, like Montreal steak spike, black pepper, hot pepper. Yes. You add too much of that you hide what the true flavor of the produce or the meat tastes like.
What about with tomato sauce? If you're making tomato sauce?
See, it's funny because different regions of Italy use different spices in their tomato sauce, but a basic tomato sauce is just basically garlic and tomato.
That's it.
You can add. That's it. That's all it is, really.
Why is there so much sugar when you buy tomato sauce? Why is there so much sugar in tomato sauce?
Because the quality of the tomato is sour, and so they have to sweeten it, and that's why you'll see people adding sugar to tomato sauce, which I can't fathom. It starts with a good tomato. If you have a good tomato that is not green, that is nice and ripe, that quality tomato will make a good quality tomato sauce. When we make our own preserves in jars for my family for the past 50 years, we never add sugar to our tomato sauce. It's never. We don't even add garlic. It's just straight tomato, boiled, crushed, and pureed and put into jars. That's all it is. And maybe some basil.
You'd be very proud of me. I'm making chicken parmesan for dinner.
We'll have to talk. That's my next section about healthy fats, okay? Because the one thing that I really do not do is mix proteins and fats. Sorry.
That's okay.
But it's up and coming. You know what? Believe me, some of the hockey players I deal with, or some of the actual athletes I deal with, their go-to is chicken parmesan and a Caesar salad and bruschetta. Wow. So you've got the chicken, and then you have the breading, and then you have the cheese that goes on top. And then you have the Caesar salad with its creamy dressing. and then you have the bread on top of with the bruschetta. So that's a disaster for, if you want to get slow and have a nap at about 6 o'clock and wake up till, that's fine. You can do that. That's great.
Yeah, that's well, nobody's training here, and I didn't say I didn't say I was going to eat it. I was just saying I was cooking it for my family. That's what they want. They love it. They love homemade chicken parm. It's their favorite.
So all I would suggest is in that case, and that'll be perhaps another when we start next week. I'm looking forward to making actual recipes and dinners.
Yes.
We'll talk about how to make a chicken parmigiana, but not add the cheese to it, and what kind of salad you should go with it. Because the way the human body works, and this is the principle I use for whether it's athletes or whether it's my own family or my friends, is your body needs fuel to make it run. If you give it fuel that makes it difficult to digest, then the energy you need to work is going to be used to digest the food, which will make you slower from a cognitive sense and from a physical sense. But if your body is given food that it can quickly digest and use, then the energy that it creates, you can use not for digestion and for everything else, but for carrying out every duty, whether you're a hockey player, basketball player, soccer, tennis, TV host, TV anchor, doesn't matter. Do you understand?
Yeah, I completely understand. Here's my deal. I've been snacking on so much granola. I cannot believe how much sugar I've had over the last 2 weeks. It's actually awful. I thought I was eating healthy. I mean,
smell it. Doesn't it smell nice?
Yes, I wish. It smells delicious.
You know what it smells like? It smells like, there you go. There you go. Back in.
Back in. So you mix it around after about 10 minutes and then you put it back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go through some of the stuff.
Please.
So in my granola, I'll show you what I have. Where'd my granola go? Oh, here it is. So the granola that I have here, I'll show you.
It's always a good time with Chef Andy. You're going to eat well and you're going to smile. I said always a good time with Chef Andy. You're going to eat well and you're going to smile. It's the best.
Who said that?
I did.
Who said that? Oh, you did? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So look, see, this is my granola. So in it, I have 3 ingredients, okay? And I'm going to go through it with you.
3 ingredients, people. 3. That's it.
So this is I use it specifically because for athletes, but also for women who are dealing with iron issues, because this has become a real phenomenon among women.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this thing here, this is called teff, T-E-F-F.
Okay.
So teff is a grain, it's not a grain actually, it's a seed from Ethiopia. And it's very high in iron, very high in fiber, very high in protein. But this one here is a teff flake. So it's a teff flake, and it really has no flavor. If you've been to Ethiopian restaurants, they make almost like a pita or a stretched bread called indura.
Where can you buy this?
Oh, you can find this at, you might be able to find it at the bulk store, in the health food section. I think Bob's has it, Bob's Red Mill. But again, because we bring it in, if anyone's interested in it, I can supply them with it.
Okay.
But, so I'll add that to my granola.
Okay.
And then and it's gluten-free, by the way. So it's a seed, so there's no. And then I have this, which is buckwheat, raw buckwheat. Buckwheat is high in minerals. It's a seed. Again, it's gluten-free, and it's so good for for nutrition for your body. And you just add it into your granola. It's not a big. You just add it in. I wouldn't toast it because when you toast it, again, you're eliminating some of the nutritional value of it and the fiber. You know that there used to be a cereal called Holy Crap?
Holy Crap?
Remember that cereal?
I think
Holy Crap.
Holy Crap, yeah.
Yeah. And it was basically made with the same, except it didn't have teff in it. And then there's the chia. Everybody knows chia, right?
Wait, Andy, we have to back up. Are you telling me those ingredients may keep you regular? That you're putting in your
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I didn't know how else to put it.
I add chia. Now, chia is great for the healthy fats. However, chia has gives people a lot of issues if you don't know how to use it right. Because some
Like
people
me.
it gets stuck right here.
Exactly.
Right? I know.
Exactly.
So with chia, it's usually a ratio of 1 to 8, 1 to 6, 1 to 8, 1 to 10, just for safety. What that means is for 1 tablespoon of chia, you have to make 8 tablespoons of water.
Oh.
If you don't add enough liquid to chia, or if you don't have enough liquid in your body, it will congeal like Jello.
And that's why you get the stomach ache.
And that's why you get the stomach ache. So that's when people make smoothies, they put 14 pounds of chia in there, all of a sudden they're bloated like crap, right?
Yeah.
And that's because it's too much chia and not enough liquid. I know, you're not alone, believe me.
I tried the chia pudding. No, it's no good for me. No. But I trust you.
Anyway,
my granola.
Try it. In fact, you can make chia pudding.
Teff, buckwheat, and chia.
And chia and hemp seeds.
Hemp.
Hemp.
So those 4 ingredients. That's it.
That's basically it. So this is the base of my granola. Okay?
Delicious.
So now, let's say, so there's the base of my granola. Now let's say I wanted to make it with, maybe I have family that has issues with nuts. So here's our Snack Shot Trail Mix, right? The one that I showed up last week.
There you go. Yes. That one, Andy?
Yes, that one there. Yes, the seeds.
So good.
Now you have
so good.
Right? So the other day, I was visiting a friend of mine who has a cafe, and he was making his own granola. But what he did was, when he toasted the granola, he put the raisins in there and then toasted it. So now the raisins became hard as concrete.
Is that good or bad?
See what I mean? Yeah, well, that's not good because raisins they're burned in the oven, and with all that sugar. So I add it raw, and then you can add here. Where's my yogurt?
I don't love raisins in granola, I have to say.
No,
I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of raisins.
That's okay, but you know what? Kids are. Kids are.
Forget about them. Not eating all the granola. No, I'm kidding. Of course. What are you putting on there?
Okay.
What is that?
So this is this is my sheep yogurt.
Delicious. Sheep yogurt is so good. Yeah.
I'm telling you, people don't realize. So if you have, if you find that milk makes regular milk or cow dairy yogurt makes you feel bloated.
Yes. Sheep
yogurt, it's easy to digest. It's higher good fats. It's got higher probiotic in it, and it's made around the corner. It's made in Ontario. It's a fantastic sheep yogurt. And now, what's coming up in season are these beautiful fruits here.
Can you show us?
See?
Wow. Is this a snack, a breakfast, lunch? What would you eat?
It could be a snack. It can be an in-between meal, between breakfast and lunch, or in between lunch and dinner. In the evening, because there's only the carb is the only carb is the oats, and the rest is all good quality fats inside there. So this is great. If there's a young man or a young lady who's going to be playing in a tournament, and in between games they need something to help them fuel, and they have half an hour, 45 minutes, this is perfect.
So is this something post-workout or pre-workout?
I would do this post, not really. You need more than this. This is more of something to help you. Like when the guys come and train in the morning, on the days that they're doing conditioning, I will give them a breakfast like this, but it's a lot bigger and it has a lot more volume to it, right? And then I'll offer them a smoothie that has, let's say, some of that MCT oil in it to give them the energy, right?
My new
so
life.
They get a complete breakfast. Or even, having this with a hard-boiled egg is a great breakfast to have.
Okay. So before you take your oats out of the oven, I'm pointing to my oven, but your oven, I want you to tell me the fats you need to use for this, the good fats, and I want you to list again the ingredients that you said that you were just
okay. So we have, first of all, the oats. Start with oats. Then we have once the oats, and then we have maple syrup we put in there. Then we put coconut oil, and we made the oats. Now, to make the granola, I added buckwheat, raw buckwheat. I added teff flakes, not teff flour, teff flakes. And then I added chia seeds.
Okay.
Then I added hemp. And I made the base of my granola. Once you have that, then you can add whatever you want. You can add pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. You can add walnuts or almonds.
But Andy, did you put all those ingredients in right before you cooked, or you just put the clusters in?
I only put the oats in the oven. That's
right,
it.
What I thought. And then when the oats come out of the oven, you put all those delicious ingredients in, you mix it up, correct. And then you have your, okay.
And then I made this.
Okay. It just,
exactly. Yeah. So that's what it looks like, you see?
Yeah.
It's all there at the bottom. You can see what it looks like. There's no seeds because somebody may be allergic to a certain seed. Someone may want a higher protein, maybe on a day when they have a greater workout. They may want some almonds or some baru seeds on top of their thing to give them more fat, more protein.
How much maple syrup should you use?
On top or inside?
Inside. Just being mindful of like sugar.
So I usually use, for 1 cup of oats, I use 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil.
The reason why I asked you that again is there's some people new that are joining us, and also I love the Andy rule, the Chef Andy rule, which is 1 to 1. I love that 1 cup, 1 tablespoon. So it's easy. So when I've been cooking, that's how I think about fats. It's how I think about when I'm eating, including ingredients, 1 to 1. 1 cup, 1 portion of that ingredient. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's a good rule.
Let me check the oats.
Yeah. Someone wants to know, what are baru seeds?
Someone wants to know what, sorry?
What are baru seeds?
Baru seeds are the next best thing, next best superfood on the market. They come from Brazil, in the interior of Brazil, where most of the people who are living inside in tribes and so forth, they're the ones that eat these. They're from a fruit, and they're a seed. But they're high in zinc, they're high in protein, high in zinc, high in fat.
Do you have any there to show us in any of your jars?
Sorry?
Do you have any there to show us in any of your jars?
Yep, I do.
You just have to ask Andy. He's going to,
Is that enough?
Let's see. Closer so everyone can see them. They're very dark brown in color, and Andy actually had me try them. They're very delicious, and they fill you up pretty quickly, right? So you don't want to eat too many of them. You could get a bellyache, but yeah, those are good baru seeds. So you would put that in your granola?
Oh yeah. I mean, I crush them a little bit just to give them, and you can crush them in advance and do that. Or what I'll do is I'll eat them even whole inside. It makes no difference. These are substantial in themselves because they're high calorie. The beauty of this is when you have a handful or 2 of these, your desire to eat diminishes because you're full. Remember, 4 ounces has 250 calories. That's a lot. So if I have 4 espresso cups, that's already 1,000 calories. And I have about 8 espresso cups a day.
What?
So, yeah.
Wait, what?
I have about 8 espresso cups of that a day.
Wow.
Of baru seeds.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's why people say I usually eat about 3,500 calories a day usually.
Okay.
And it's crazy because I'm not an athlete, but I shouldn't say a day. I should say every other day, because there are days I don't eat because I just can't be bothered. Just don't feel like eating.
Someone's asking, for a young athlete, need the calories? I'm not sure what the question is. The question is maybe how many calories are you suggesting for a young athlete?
That's a good question, because one of the biggest issues with young athletes is that they don't put on any weight, and they just don't put on any mass, and that's typically because the calories out don't match the calories in, and so unfortunately, our thinking has always been we have a meal and we got to pack it all in one meal. But you can only handle so much. So it's important to have a substantial meal after you train, and then an hour and a half later, have another, like a granola bowl like this, and then an hour and a half later, have some more. And when you do have your calories, your snacks, they have to be substantial snacks.
Okay.
Avocados, as we said remember last week? Avocados, lima, beans, hummus, nuts and seeds, sheep yogurt, buffalo mozzarella. those are the kinds of the snacks that feel satiated and put on bulk.
Andy, you're
So
freezing
if that
up on us
answers
again.
the question.
You're freezing up on us
Am I?
again. Yes. Show me your granola before I let you go.
Mine?
Done? Yeah. Yeah, your granola.
Yeah, it's done.
Hey, no worries about your spelling error. It's okay. I could see. I'm just glad we were able to answer your question. Someone just asked,
What's a good pre-snack?
What's a good pre-bed snack? Like before going to bed if you're hungry. I think this would be a good snack.
So I would do this. I would do this.
Yeah.
However, if I do this, I will do it without the granola. I would do just the seeds and the yogurt or the nuts and the yogurt and some berries, because the granola is wheat and it's going to convert into sugar. So you don't need that much sugar before you go to bed.
Right.
So you need the fats that will satiate you and the low glycemic fruit, like the berries.
Okay.
That's a good pre-bed snack.
Okay.
Or even avocado and vegetables.
I think for people if they're hungry before bed, just really try to think of non-sugar and healthy fats, right? That's really something you should be thinking about before you go to bed. You don't want to be loading up on sugar. Right.
That's right. So you can even do like
one more time.
Go to bed too. Hard-boiled eggs before you go to bed are fine too.
I do that a lot.
So
I have eggs and avocados a lot before bed.
Did I answer any questions regarding calories?
I think so.
Did I answer the question about regarding calories?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
Let me see the... You have to be healthy.
I want to see the granola one more time. Oh, you had to put it back in?
No, it's here. Done.
Okay, let's see. Let's see it one more time before I let you go. Because you know what I'm going to do right now. Oh, that looks good, Andy.
See? They're nice and toasty, see?
Delicious. How does it taste?
Nice. Not too sweet. It's good. See?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you see that okay?
Yeah. I would pull your granola. There you go. Yeah. Gorgeous. Thank you, Andy.
And it's not overcooked.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing. I'm going to go cook my dinner.
If anybody wants recipes or, we'll put them out there and if they want any of the products that they can't find in the stores, we're more than happy to help them out.
And then tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at Chef Andy Muto on Instagram and createhealthyfood.com. You'll find me.
Perfect. Thank you, Andy. Have a beautiful evening.
See everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Keep
Thanks
safe.
for joining us. Be safe. Thank you. Be well.
See you soon enough.
Okay.